Guys, welcome back to another sit and chat with your girl Verona. So guys, we're gonna make it sweet and short, not long like the last one. The last one was an hour, over an hour. Not this one. I'm trying, and as I said, I should get better. Right, guys. So I've got my script here, my notes that I'm gonna follow. So guys, we're going to talk a little bit about Adam. We're going to talk about the churches. We're going to talk about heaven. We're going to talk about grace, right? We're going to touch on these subject a little bit. Yeah. So guys, heaven, when we think about, as when we all, our aim is to go to heaven. That is what we work hard for. That is what we try and to live a righteous life so we can go to heaven and meet our maker. So that's the reason. But guys, did you know that heaven really is a journey? It's a destination. Heaven is a destination. It's a journey, right? What I'm trying to say here is for many people, put it, because I said I want this to be short and I don't want to repeat myself. Many people, right, will come to earth, finish their duty, finish what they were put here on earth for. Many people do that and they go straight into heaven, right? No delays. No, for some people, if not the majority, they come to earth and they didn't finish what they come here to do. They might finish some and they did not finish the rest. Now, those who did not finish their task, what they put here for on earth to do, their soul contract, they did not even start it. You will find that they might finish their contract. They don't go straight to heaven. They will have to finish that, whatever the contract is, before they go on, before they move on. Remember, guys, I talk about different dimensions. In the last segment, I talk about how there are different planets with life on it. We are not the only one God created. So what the Lord showed me is that for example, if I have 10 things to do, remember, we come on earth for a mission. We are here on a mission. We have 10 missions, 10 things to experience. And if I end up finish 8, right, I will get the chance to finish the other somewhere else. Do you understand? And then I will make my journey to heaven. Okay, for example, another scenario. If, for example, I have 10 missions, 10 things to experience, 10 duties, 10 things to do. And I have 5 here and 5 on a different dimension. This is affecting me, honestly. I don't know why I put these lashes on. Sorry, guys. Yes. So I have 5 here and 5 on a different dimension, different planet. So when I pass on from this planet, I will cross over to another dimension where I have another 5, where I have another mission to complete on that side. Because and that's, take it off. So on that side, I have another mission to complete before I actually go to heaven. Do you understand what I'm saying? So heaven is a journey, guys. We are journeying to heaven. We don't just get there. Yes, there are many who die and cross over and went straight in. And there are many who did not finish what they were put here to do, and they have to finish it before they actually enter in. Right, guys? Yes. So the next thing I want to touch on is talk about working on our salvation, right? So the next thing I want to talk about is yeah. But as I was saying, we are here to overcome. We are here to overcome whatever our task was. We're supposed to overcome it. We are here to experience it. So I just throw this in before I go to the next one. Okay, so guys, we have our ancestors and we have our bloodlines, right? And we some of us, me, okay, I understand. I come to understand, because this is what the download the Lord download this into me, right? That I come in this world to finish what my ancestors, for example, my mom, most of all, right? She didn't get to finish a lot of what she was come here to do. She didn't get to finish it. So me now, I came in and I made this decision to come in long before she even know that she wouldn't be able to do it, right? But that was her mission. One of her mission was, it's deep, guys, because yeah. So that's what the bloodline. Sometimes we are dealing with our ancestors' delays. Our ancestors, they call it, I don't want to call them curses, right? Because they're not curses. I think they didn't get the chance to finish their task, and no, it fall on us. But it didn't just fall on us. We decide to come in to finish it. And there are many of us who even this before we come in, when we come in, we still didn't even finish it, and then it fall upon the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. And some of it can be so simple. I told you before that some people can just come in just to offer a smile, right? Some people come in the world just to for different reasons. You understand me? Some people come in just to taste what death feel like. Some people come in just to get married. Some people come in just to get rich. Some people come in just to get poor. Yes, they come in here because that's the experience they want to face, right? Now, when you're talking about ancestors and chosen ones and bloodlines, this is what it is about. So now I realize who I am, what I'm supposed to be doing, and therefore, and some of it is not even doing. In my case, mine is very big. It is vast. It is different. It's so different, because mine not only be in action. It's these downloads. You get me? When you get these downloads, once it come in, then it go out in the world, if you understand what I mean. So sometimes you don't have, it's not action, but it's more like tap into, when you tap in to who God is, tap into who yourself is. You help to raise the vibration of the earth. You help your bloodline. You help the bloodline. You help your ancestors to move them on and move my bloodline on as well. Because yes, guys, it can take thousands of years before we actually enter into heaven, but we do not go to hell. So that's what I need you to know. There are different dimensions, there are different planets with our blueprint, our soul blueprint is recognized on different dimension on different planet, because we've been there before. We are not just new, we are not just here. Yeah, we are hold and hold our soul travel many times, many places, right? So we know other dimension. That's why sometimes if you're a dreamer, you will dream every single night. Those dreams you are having is dreams from different dimension, from where your soul travel. You're here, your soul will be there. Your soul, your spirit, they all travel on the other side, because that side is where we're from originally, not here. We're a visitor here. We are here to experience. We're here to do a task, to finish a mission, and then we cross back. Remember, I said the mission is not all in this dimension. We have mission in other dimension as well, other planets that look like Earth, but it's not in dense, like how Earth is in dense, and Earth is the most, what's the word I'm looking for? It's full of whatever we're facing on Earth on an everyday basis. This is what it is like. Other places, other dimension is not as in dense like Earth. Right? It's much easier, much softer, much gentler, more full of little love. But you cannot compare it though to heaven. Right? So yes, guys. So the Bible said we should work out our salvation. And if we go to a Philippians 2 verse 12, it said, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. No, that is saying to us, that is showing us where Adam concerned. With Adam, we didn't, if Adam did stay on track on his mission, if he did stay on track and did not messes us up, our DNA up, we wouldn't have to work out our own salvation, because we are already perfect. We are already walking according to how we're supposed to in the first place. The original blueprint, we will be in that. So we didn't have to work out our salvation. Adam was the one that basically would work it out for us and make us not to go through all this tears, heartbreak, dying, sick, hunger, war, all these what we have to go through. So this, when it says work out your own salvation, your own, it's talking about, because Adam failed, now we're on our own to work it out. We're looking at it on both sides. You can look at it on the natural side of it, but I'm showing you another side of the coin. So what Adam did, that's why it says your own. So we are here, and that's why it's taking us so long to get to our final destination. And our final destination is to close ourselves suitable to stand before God the Father. And at the moment, it is a journey for us to close ourselves. So, sorry guys, my battery went, and I was such on a good flow as well. What was I talking about? Yes, work out your salvation with trembling. So yeah, we're supposed to work out our own journey back to the Maker. We're supposed to work out our own who we are. everything of who we are, we're supposed to work it out with trembling, guys. This is how important it is. He said, with fear and trembling. Guys, this is serious. This is serious. You know, when we I heard a saying that the happiest man on the face and woman, happy person, the happiest people on the face of the planet is those who are walking in their calling, those who know what their purpose is and fulfilling it, those who are walking in their purpose. They are the happiest people, and it is so true. Because I am a testimony, and I can testify on that. That whenever I am doing the will of God, I am happier than when I am just doing the flesh, what the flesh want to do. So we have to work out our salvation by just knowing who we are, knowing what our purpose is, why we was put here on planet Earth, and where we're going. And that is our salvation that we need to work out, right? No, the next one, guys, I want to talk about. So I know we do, I do make reference a lot when I am doing my spiritual search, and when God is downloading things in me. He always show me the beginning. He always take me back to the beginning. And guys, we cannot forget the beginning, right? If we because the beginning will make us understand the future. Don't forget the beginning, because it is the beginning that will help us to understand the future. So we must always go back to where to the first man Adam. We must always go back to the beginning of things, the beginning of who we are, who we are. Let's not forget, we're not just up here out of nowhere. We're here on a mission, guys. We're here on a mission. So the duty here on earth, our duty here on. Okay. So our soul mission. I mean, I heard people say that they think they've been here before, and many people have this feeling that that's what deja vu is. They've been here before and this and that, and it is rightly so, because it's taken us so long to get to the next level of who we are. We keep going around the same mountain over and over again. And I just want us to look at a Hebrew 4 verse 9 to 11. And it says, guys, there remain then a Sabbath rest for the people of God. For anyone who enter God's rest also rests from their work, just as God did from his. Guys, that is saying a lot. It's coming back again. It's coming back to the rest. Why do we need rest? He said they enter into his rest. Now, why do we need rest? And there's many scriptures as well. I probably should have tapped into it, talking about the rest of God. You understand me? The rest of God is talking about heaven. That's the rest. After we journey, after we journey through all the dimension, trying to figure us out. We're on missions. We're on mission, and hurt is not the only mission we're on. So we are journeying. As long as we're not going to hell, guys, we are okay. We are okay. We can travel different dimension and die and go to the next one and die and go to the next one. We only know about this one, that we die to cross over. We don't know of the other dimension, how it works. But guys, think about the Israelites. They travel they travel around the one mountain for 40 years. No, that I will put the scripture there. That's what he said, the Israelites travel around the mountain for 40 years. Right? No, that's what we are doing. That's what we are doing. We are walking. We're here and we're going around the same mountain over and over instead of finishing the mission we were put here to do. We get distracted. I understand that we forget what we came here for. We just go, but remember, forgetfulness is a part of the fall. Is when Adam fall that happened, it's a part of the disease, it's a part of sin. So we do not remember where we're from, right? And why we're here. So we're just stumbling along thinking that we're supposed to go to school, go to work, and pay with bills, and then die, and we're gone. Not knowing that that's not the mission. The mission wasn't to work and pay your bills and then you die and you're no longer. That's not the mission. The mission is bigger than that. So of course some of us are living in our mission and not knowing that we're fulfilling our mission. Some of us get it right the first time, but majority do not get it right the first time. Majority gone right off track, and obviously I was one of them. But my mission was to, and of course our mission also is to, as I said, to experience what life got to offer. So when you look at the rest of God, it's the rest of God is, it's talking about what we're going through on a daily basis, that when we finish all this, we are going to enter the rest of God. And how do we do that? Is when we finish our mission. He said it, and he rested on the Sabbath day. God created the heaven and the earth from 1 day to 6 days, and on the 7th day he rested. That means he was working. So do we, will enter his rest. Now his rest is talking about when we finish our mission, from this dimension to the next dimension, into the next dimension. When we are finished, then we can enter the rest of God. That rest of God is talking about heaven, when we go into heaven. So that's what this whole segment is about. And I know I go around to make this one good point, is that heaven is a journey. We are journeying into heaven. And it's gonna take more than 100 years, more than 1,000 years, more than whatever years, because we forgot that we come here on a mission. And then when we cross over to the other side, we realize we didn't finish our mission. We didn't even start it in the first place. And this is where our ancestors come in. They have to finish. Some of our ancestors, we are coming from a bloodline that some of them pass majority at their mission. But if it happened that they only passed some and did not pass some, you get people like me, the bloodline come in and finish that mission. What they were supposed to do, while they go on a different mission. right? So if it's happened that I have 5 mission here to do, I have 10 mission, 5 here and 5 on a different planet. That's what I would do. But each mission, the mission I have here is not necessarily I can do it on the other planet. My eyelash is getting in the way, guys, right? So to enter God rest, we have to finish our mission. It don't just happen, and I didn't even hear of these things preached in the churches. You understand me? But we are in, God said in the last days, I will pour out my flesh, my spirit, and all flesh. No, this is where we're at, because now I am seeing things differently than I used to see 20 years ago. The churches didn't teach these things. Why thought that when you die, you go to heaven or you go to hell? Determine it's not far off, don't get me wrong, because as I said, it's elementary. The churches is elementary. We don't reach there yet. It's my next page. Yes. So yes, guys. So yes. So let's go to the next topic, guys. Now we're gonna talk about the churches here after. Guys, yes. It's beautiful. It's beautiful when you are in your when you live in your purpose. We can take, as Christian, we take life so serious. We take life so serious and still so far off the mark. You understand me? And that is religion. Religion will make you say you can't do this, you can't do that, and make you put God into a box. But when you are spiritual, it's a different thing, because walk after the spirit and not after the flesh. Religion belong to the flesh, and the spirit belong and the spiritual belong to the spiritual, belongs to God. God said those who worship me must do it in spirit and in truth. Right, guys? So the churches, guys, they are schools. They are schools for people who are trying to know who God is. It's elementary, right? We meant to graduate from school. We go to church, just like how we go to our school and we graduate and we go into the field and we work. If you want to be a lawyer, you go to school, you graduate, and then you leave and you become a lawyer. So is the church. The church is you meant to go in, not take root. You meant to go in, find out who God is. Get the elementary. Now you're on milk. When you're on milk, the church provide you milk. When you graduate, you go on to solid. Right, guys? Oh, my eyelash is getting in the way. Right? We go on to solid, guys. Okay. Okay. So the church we move from the milk. The milk is elementary. The milk is knowing, is you got starting to know who God is. You're not in the spiritual yet. You're just on the physical learning about you and who God is. Right now, when we will move from milk to solid, we go on solid. It means spiritual growth. No, not that you don't need the church. You don't need somebody to know and teach you about God. Becoming to know God for yourself. You don't need that third person. The only third person we really should have is Christ, right? But for some reason, we stay in church until we die and we never grow, right? We always use our pastors as the third person to God. I wish it shouldn't be like that, because you have your own mission. You have your own mission to fulfill. The pastor is fulfilling his mission and more. You have yours to, so you have to find what your mission is. Your mission is unique to you. Your calling, it's different from everyone else. No one else sometimes can do it but you. Right, guys? So it's lead me now. So when we start grow spiritually, we take on the Christ consciousness. So there comes a time in our walking with God. God now start dealing with us and our own walk and our own understanding. He start teaching us. We know developing the Christ consciousness. Right? Christ came into this world to set us free, guys. He came into this world to set us free. What is Christ setting us free from? What did he come to save us from? Right? He come to save us from the illusion of who we are, the illusion that Adam left our ancestors, the bloodline. There we come back again to the bloodline, Adam bloodline. The illusion of who we are. We're not who the world say we are. We're just in this vessel living a worldly life, but we're not supposed to really. So he come to save us from this fake narrative of ourselves. He come to show us what we're supposed to be doing, how we're supposed to be doing it. Right? So remember now, he's taking over from Adam. Right? Christ is taking over from Adam. So we're meant to walk in the Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness is the one who's going to set us free from this dying, worldly, going to bring us back to our original blueprint. Remember this, guys, right? Christ consciousness is what's going to bring us back to our original blueprint. So that's what the journey is. It is a long journey. It is a long journey, but we will enter that rest when we finish our journey. We will enter the rest of God. And that is the plan. But the main thing is for us to be awoke. We're supposed to be waking up to this reality of who we are. We are more than the flesh, man. We are not just flesh. We are spiritual being. That we should be operating more in the spirit. No, Christ is. No, if we take on the consciousness of Christ, we will more walk in the spirit and not in the first man, Adam. And that's the plan, guys. That's the plan. Right? When Christ came into this world, he make his mark. He leave his mark, right, for us to follow. And so did the disciple follow Christ, and showing us that they follow Christ. So we too should follow after Jesus Christ. Follow, see what he's doing and do it also. And so we now can leave our blueprint. We now can leave a mark for our bloodline to follow. So they don't have to, if we can try and finish as much as we can here on earth, we don't have to leave too much for them to do. And maybe some of them don't even have to come in to this world. If we finish what we have to do, majority of our bloodline wouldn't have to come in to finish it. Because remember, guys, we are journeying into the rest of God. The journey is to go to that new earth. But we'll talk about the new earth in a different time. We just talk about heaven, the rest of God, the journey. That's our plan. That's the aim. We cannot do that until we finish what we were put here to do. The Christ consciousness is to teach us how to operate in our higher self, guys. In our higher self, where Christ showing us how to operate in it, right? And as we do that, we will help to raise the vibration for others to follow, not only our generation or our bloodline, but other generation after us and many another, because we all are one, whether you're white, black, blue, Chinese, Indian, we all are one. We're not, it's just this hurt. This hurt tell us that we are separated, and separated us, it did. You understand me? When you come to know that we are a spiritual being, we understand that we all are here on a journey for one purpose. We all are here to go back to our Maker, right? We all have the same intention, the same journey. And clearly nobody wants to go to hell, right? Yeah. So we must on the same journey, right? And if we know who God is, if majority of us know who God is, we will love God. And some of us know who God is and love. We just forget. Majority of us just forget who our Maker is. That's why we are not rushing. Some of us don't even believe that there is a God, but because they forgot. You understand me? We who is awake, we who are awakened to this, are not better from those who do not reach there yet. It might take them longer to get there than we do, who is, but they will get there. Just taking, they're going to go around the same mountain like the Israelites. That story is telling us about us today. You understand me? They just have to put a time on it, which they said 40 years, but many of us are doing it for thousands of years, hundreds of years, going around the same mountain. And some of us don't even get to do it. Somebody else have to come in the bloodline and finish it. You understand me? Yes, that's how it works, guys. So the first step of spiritual awakening is truth. We must come, that's why I come back again and I said, God said those who worship me must do it in spirit and in truth. The first step to spiritual awakening is truth. We have to seek truth. The truth in us and the truth outside us. We have to leave the fake, because we are fake here on planet Earth. We are faking it through life. It's not who we are, what we're doing here. It's all fake. It's got nothing to do with why we're here in the first place. So to seek to be spiritually awakened, you must seek truth. Truth is what's gonna make you woke, not fake, not lies, right? You must seek the truth in you and also outside of you, right? As if somebody come and tell you that that thing is purple, you gonna see red because the whole world said it's red. So you know gonna say, okay, it's red then. Everyone said it's red, so it must be red. You're not seeking truth yourself. So because you did not seek the truth yourself to see, well, they were right. Right for true. When yeah, you understand. I hope you understand what I'm saying, guys. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So we just follow through, and we all know what the spirit of truth is. The spirit of truth is the Holy Spirit, right? The Holy Spirit that dwells in us. is the Polobenos, right? The Spirit of truth lives inside of us. Okay, people? So we're going to go to John 14, verse 17. The Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it neither sees him nor knows him. But you know him, for he dwells in you and you in him. No, come again. But you know him, for he dwells in you and you will be in him. So which part of us is being in the Spirit? It's not this. Remember I told you in the last segment, it's three of us: body, mind, and soul. So is God's Spirit, soul, Spirit. So is God's Spirit, Son, and Father God. Father, Son, Spirit. God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. We three in one. We two, three in one. Spirit, soul, and body. Right? So I got off track. I got off track there, guys. I'm saying I'm just rushing it because I don't want it to be another hour and a half. Right? So yes, so the Spirit that dwell in us and we in him. It's this. Remember, our spirit man is up there with our Father. Is our spirit man who know and see the Father in heaven. Right? It's just waiting for us to, all of us, to come back. All of us, which is the soul, who we are. Remember I said the soul is different layers. It's different, like it's like a onion with different layers. You know, when you cut the onion, it have different layers till it go in the core. That's what the soul is like. Imagine imagine the onion is your soul, and all those layers is on a different dimension from here on earth. All that layers blueprint is known on a different planet or different dimension, because the souls are in layers, guys. Layers. What layers mean? It mean, for example, you have the, oh guys, you know what, I'm having problem with this camera. It keep going off and on and off and on and off. So let me just say, let's go. Yeah, we're gonna talk about grace now, guys. Grace, the importance of grace. All right, guys, you come back, and I'm gonna go back to the church. The church where the milk. I'm gonna go back to the solid and the milk. So those who are on milk are more likely to have a whole heap of grace put on them. And that is good. And those who are on solid seems to get a little bit of grace taken, or shift, or less grace, and that is good also. Right now, those who are on milk, when they need the grace. The grace, what is grace? Grace is a God used to cover us. God, because we're gonna mess up. As a young baby Christian, we're gonna mess up, right? And even whether you're a Christian or not, you have that grace on you because you're not fully there. So you need the grace to cover you, so you can do things and you are pardoned. You can do things and it don't affect you as much as when When you're walking in the spirit, when you're on solid and you're walking in the spirit, you understand the spirit. You don't need that much grace because you're not gonna make choices anymore. You understand more. You're not gonna make choices that's gonna affect you. You understand more. This, you don't do things. Your taste is not for milk anymore. Your taste is not for maybe the simple or the your taste is a higher taste. Certain things that you used to do, you find you can't do them no more. Certain places you used to go, you cannot go them no more. The words you used to speak, and it just automatically happen. It's not something you go, oh, I'm gonna have to fast because I'm doing this or I'm doing that. No, you don't fast for these things. It just come naturally because you're spiritually awoke. You are grown. You've gone to another level in your spiritual walk with Daddy. So now, when you are on solid, now God can work with you, or we can now work with God. When we are a baby Christian, we work against God unknowingly because we're still in the flesh. We still operate in the flesh. But when we are solid, which we are spiritually awoke, we're growing spiritually, we're now working with our Father, and not again, we're working with Him. So things now become, even though when you're on milk, the spiritual is hard. It's hard for you to attain. You even become judgmental of even God. Because God, when you're a baby Christian, I wouldn't say religion, because religion and baby Christian really work together as well. Right? But yeah, when you're a baby Christian, you tend to put God in a box. And so the religious people, those who are in religion, yeah, before this thing tell me I'm gonna show off again. Yeah. So grace is what God used to cover us. But when we're spiritually mature, we don't need all that much grace. You understand me? Yeah. We don't need all that grace when we're fully mature. So do you understand, guys? I think that's it. I think that's it. And guys, Adam also. Adam did. Adam was. Adam. Grace did not only came when Jesus died on the cross. Adam had the grace. Adam had the grace on him. Because remember, sin was already in the world. When God created Adam, sin was already here. And before the law was given, you understand me, sin was. It's the law that help us to see and understand. For example, when we die, when people used to die, have sickness and they die like we do now, right? People, but they didn't understand why. They didn't understand before the law, before Moses, people die with all kind of sickness and they didn't know why. And when the law put in place, now the law shows us why we die, why we sick, why. So now we understand that it's true sin. It is sin why we die, and it is sin why we're sick. You understand me? Not necessarily you creating the sin yourself, but it's because it says somewhere in Psalms that in sin did my mother conceive me. Therefore, I am a sinner, whether I sin or not. You understand me? So we come into this world, and this world is a broken world. So Adam had that covering of grace on him. Adam had that covering of grace, but that's another subject altogether. I need to get into more like that. But guys, this is where I'm gonna close off the vlog, and hopefully, hopefully you understand. Hopefully, I make it understandable for you guys, and hopefully for me it get better and better as I go along, because I still feel like I'm not going in depths as I would like to, and there's some work I still need to tackle with in this chat. I can see, but it is raw, and I mean, one step at a time, you know, practice make perfect. But I really hope this blesses your souls. And I thank you very much for watching. And I will see you in the next one. God bless you. Bye.